why is there a dead wife montage for this relationship that's not even a relationship?
This relationship that's lasted 3 days. I'm like, there's not enough footage.
The first 90% of that montage is just you meeting her.
Welcome to You Pod It, Dude.
A Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen rewatch podcast.
I'm Sequoia Simone.
And I'm Olivia Vessel.
And this episode is part 2 of our coverage of The Challenge.
So if you haven't listened to the first episode, that's fine, whatever. Listen to this one, I guess.
Do what you're
unless
gonna
you
do.
want to do it right and listen to the last one first.
Unless you don't want to fuck it up, then go listen to the first one.
If you don't want to be confused this whole time, but that's on you. Do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah, you be forewarned, we are the callback queens. So last time we covered roughly 1/3 of this movie.
Most of that episode is just setting us into 2003, reconnecting ourselves with the times, the culture, the thoughts, the feelings. Yeah.
So far in this movie, we learned that Shane and Lizzie are twin sisters. They're twins. And their parents got divorced 4 years ago, and one of their parents moved to Los Angeles from DC. So they are coast-to-coast sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They've barely spoken to each other in 4 years.
They
and
really don't like
hate
each other. They're like, we're super opposite.
They have nothing in common.
Shane is super yogi nature girl, and Lizzie's very like, I'm going to run for office type A perfectionist.
Exactly. The show is called The Challenge. It is a Survivor style.
They're parodying Survivor.
They're parodying Survivor, but it's a show where 2 teams compete to win college scholarships, and the whole team wins a college scholarship if that team wins.
Now, luckily, our girls have been placed on the same team, so
For
if they
maximum
win,
drama.
they both win. But yes, they were only placed on the same team to inspire conflict in the
Exactly.
2 of them for better ratings.
Exactly. So they didn't know they were going to be on the show together. They're on the show together. They're fighting all the time. They've also got love interests.
We have Adam, who's also a vegetarian, and Shane's super into that.
Abercrombie.
And he's on the other team, so maybe some
Romeo
conflict
Juliet.
there. Romeo and Juliet, for sure. And then we also have Marcus.
Marcus, who is the head intern on
and
the production.
Also the show liaison.
Yeah, he's like the contestant liaison. He's spying on the contestants for the host / producer / director / CEO, Max. And we got through a couple of challenges last time. Right now, the points standing is that Team Aztec, which is the rival team, has 2 totems. Team Mayan, 0.
And the girls have just had a little team meeting with the other boys on their team. Anthony
And Justin.
Rigoletti, who is very Italian and from Brooklyn, and he's a cliche. And Justin, who is a surfer dude and less of a cliche because he's secretly a genius. And they have just sat these girls down and said, guys, you need to chill out. And if you want an exact reading of what Justin actually says to the girls, it's in the last episode. And I don't know, Sequoia, if you want to do it again for a 3rd time, you're welcome to, because it's really good.
I'm not going to do it again because you have to go back and listen to the last episode.
It's worth it. It's worth it. I promise.
So the girls have come to the conclusion that they are going to set their differences aside and they're going to work together for the sake of the team and for these college scholarships. And that is where we ended last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So now today we are getting into day 2 of
The Challenge.
Day 2 starts with a challenge. I couldn't think of the word. I could not think of the word. Day 2 starts with a challenge called You Are What You Eat.
Oh,
And this is
yes.
what was that show where they made you do things you were afraid?
Fear
Fear
Factor.
Factor.
How Joe Rogan rose to fame.
And I always forget that.
I know. That
And
was
it's
like ye
so
old Joe
gross.
Rogan back when he wasn't today's Joe Rogan.
Today's Joe Rogan. A man who, you know what, we're not going to get into that.
You might not know this, Sequoia, but not only did Fear Factor do these kinds of challenges where you had to eat gross things, they also did that on Survivor, which is why that's
Okay.
part of it.
Yeah, so here are the things that are on the wheel. They're spinning a wheel to see what they'll eat, each of the contestants. So here are the things. Cat food.
Gross.
6 worms.
Gross.
4 tiki cockroaches.
Gross.
Snake meat.
Okay, unsanitary and dangerous? Question mark?
Yeah, I think you might not be able to just eat raw snake meat. I think that's maybe not a thing.
Yeah.
If any of you happen to know, watchers, listeners, if you can just like eat raw snake meat and not die, please put that in the comments somewhere. Because I want to know. And I won't look it up. And I won't let Olivia look it up. And that's for damn sure. Habaneros.
Great.
3 raw eggs.
Gross.
Raw liver.
Again, is that?
I think you can eat raw liver. That's like a delicacy.
That's like a thing,
Yeah,
right?
like
That
that's like a
people
thing
eat
that people eat.
somewhere.
I don't know. That seems like rich people food to me. Again, if you're rich people, get in the comments. Let me know. Is that rich people food? Raw liver?
Rich people get in the comments.
Rich people get in the comments. And then the last one is Christmas fruitcake. A thing I've never had before.
I don't think I've ever had a fruitcake either.
Yeah, I've never had fruitcake.
Everyone really wanted it though, because they're like, I'd rather eat fruitcake obviously
than cockroaches.
Hello, give me
Duh.
the fruitcake.
Okay, so would you say out of all of those things, fruitcake would be the one you'd want?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But if I can't get the fruitcake, I think I could swallow a few worms. I think I can handle, well, obviously the habanero. If I can't get fruitcake and I can't get habanero,
Okay.
I'm going worms.
Okay. I am gluten intolerant, so I would not like the fruitcake. Unfortunately. Yeah, that would be my pick. I think I might go 3 raw eggs.
Oh, over habanero?
Yeah, easy down.
Sure. Just
Yeah.
crack it on in there. So I feel like that would make
3
me
raw
gag
eggs.
though.
Nah.
The texture. All right.
3 raw eggs for sure.
I mean, yeah, am I picking worms over eggs?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. It goes fruitcake, habanero, then the eggs, then the worms.
I'd do eggs, habanero, then cat food, probably.
Cat food. I mean, Kelly said it tastes just like
She
tuna.
said it, yeah. It tastes just like tuna.
Ew, cat food.
So they do this challenge. It's mostly uneventful, I would say, except for that Lizzie gets snake meat.
Which I thought was going to be a major thing because we
she's
had
afraid of
just
snakes.
found out that she's scared of snakes. And so I thought, I was like, this is the thing.
But apparently she's only afraid of alive snakes.
Yeah, because she ate it like a champ.
Yeah, she ate the snake meat.
Easy
and
peasy.
that seemed to be fine. And then Justin gets the roaches. And when they show the roaches in the bowl, they look like plastic roaches. When he picks up the roach to put in his mouth, its legs are moving.
I didn't even notice that. Ew.
For sure. I double checked. Its legs are moving.
Do you think it could have been like a little rubber prop where like if he's dangling it, the legs are like...
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think they made him eat a live cockroach.
Sure. But at least in that one shot, you think he was holding a live cockroach?
It really looks like he's holding a live cockroach. And as a New York City resident, those motherfuckers are in my apartment. And I can't imagine picking one up with my bare, a live one with my bare hands.
One of those big ones.
And one of those big ones.
A big old juicy cockroach. No,
yeah.
Thank you.
Those are in my bedroom. Like once a year, I'll find one in my bedroom. Yeah.
One time before me and my husband were married, I made him walk 30 minutes across the neighborhood to kill a cockroach in my bedroom. He still married me, so it wasn't a problem, but
and here we go. Anybody who might live in a cockroach infested area, here is my tip. Get pissed.
Yeah.
Get pissed. If you see a cockroach, don't get scared. Get mad.
Get even.
Be like, what the fuck are you doing in my bedroom? You think you can just come into my bedroom? You think this is a place where I will allow you to be? Get that adrenaline spike,
Yeah, there you go.
kill it,
Yeah.
and then cry afterwards.
Yeah, that's when you can let the fear wash over you.
Yeah, and then you can be like, "That was the grossest thing."
That was so scary.
In my whole life. Anyway, I just thought we needed to talk about how that roach's legs were moving. Then
He's fine with it though. Justin like downs those
Yeah,
cockroaches
he
like it's
does it.
nothing.
I'm like, if they were dead, people eat dead cockroaches and like insects all the time. So like, but Shane gets the worms. Lizzie says at least they're vegetarian.
Yes.
And that's not true.
I was like, Lizzie, no, that's
Don't you know
an
what vegetarian
animal.
is? Like, we were both raised vegetarian.
Yeah.
That's not vegetarian.
Vegetarian means you don't eat meat. To me, that means you
Anything-
don't eat any kind of animal.
Yeah.
That includes
An
bug.
insect is a, yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, that was crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, plus you already used that line in the bean challenge, so it's played out, Liz. You got to get a new line here.
Move on. And then Anthony can't handle the fruitcake. He had a fruitcake incident of his youth.
When he gets the fruitcake, the team is like, finally we're gonna have a
win.
win. And then he starts gagging, and everyone's like, "Are you friggin' kidding me, Anthony?"
Yeah.
And he's like, long story short, I had a bad fruitcake incident in whatever, 96 or whatever.
Yeah, and then he throws it up.
Anthony.
And Team Mayan again robbed of a challenge.
Robbed? No, they did it to themselves.
They did it to themselves.
They really
did it to themselves.
They had it in the
Oh,
bag.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Poor Anthony.
Ugh. Because the whole rest of the movie, he only ever talks about food. He's always like dreaming about food. You're going to throw the food challenge.
He throws
Anthony.
yeah, I know. It's just really unfortunate. The second challenge of day 2 is called Animal Farm. And this is, I think maybe, I don't know, all the challenges are pretty dumb. This might be the dumbest one.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 pens of animals. And their whole goal is to get all of the animals from their pen of animals into a different pen.
So that's
it.
They're just shepherding animals over.
They're just carrying animals. It's like who can catch and carry the animals the fastest.
But what I really loved about this is that this is the first moment that the girls are like, again, they're like working together. They're trying really hard to like be teammates. And you can tell that Shane seems to be taking too long with the animals. It was making me anxious because she was like, "Hey, little sweet little baby goat, I'm in it, just okay." And she's like talking to them
And she's going,
and like, really spending time with every animal. And I was like, come on, you're in a speed challenge here. But Lizzie is watching it and like earning some respect for her sister being like, hey, you're pretty good with those animals back there.
Hey, do you like nature? So they do win the challenge. Their first totem,
and it was because
3-1.
Shane was meditating with the goats.
Yeah.
She's like, trust me. Yeah.
Then we do some confessionals, and Kelly is very intense. She's really mad. She doesn't like to lose. And Charles does his thing again. He gets people. He understands people. He thinks that she has an anger management problem. I think she has a lot of problems.
But this is the first time that we're hearing the team, like there was just that one time in the first challenge to Kelly's face that they're like, hey, you should have checked in with the team first. And she was like, whatever. Yeah. But now we're starting to hear them to camera in their confessionals being like, ugh, Kelly, they're really over her now.
The cracks are starting to form in Team Aztec for sure. So at the end of the day, the Team Aztec is still winning 3 totems to 1. And their reward is they get a steak and lobster dinner. And the punishment for Team Mayan is that they can eat anything they can catch with their bare hands.
Which is the first time that I got annoyed because I was like, that's cheating. That shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Here's the thing. as we stated in our first episode, this show has 2 rules. One of them is that curfew is at 10 p.m. and the other one is no romantic entanglements. And other than that, this show has no rules.
Zero. Because at first, the Mayans go to the water and they're like trying to catch some
They're trying
fish,
to
I
catch fish in the
guess.
ocean with their bare hands.
Which is like, okay. But then
What do you think you're
Shane,
going to find there? Trout?
for real,
What do you think's in the ocean?
what do you think is gonna happen here? You'd be better off grabbing a snail off a rock, okay? But then we see Shane getting clever,
Yep.
and she's able to knock a coconut down from a tree.
That's
So
food.
I thought that would be the thing that the team, like this was like Shane's day to shine. I thought it was
she
gonna
would be like vegetation,
yes.
right?
That I thought they were going to be like, way to feed us with the coconut. You nailed it. Like, I thought this was going to be the day that they all earn respect for Shane.
Right.
But no. Instead, Lizzie is just like trying to figure out what to do. And she happens to wander over to Marcus, who's eating a burger because the crew's eating burgers.
She goes to like Crafty. She goes to craft services.
Yeah.
To do I don't know what, just sort of like smell food, be in the
Who
vicinity
knows?
of food.
And Marcus is like, oh, sorry, I'm eating this burger in front of you. And like, he feels bad. And
He's
like,
I
we
wish I
like
could help
Marcus.
you.
Yeah. And then she's like, wait a second. You can help me. Throw me that burger. And he's like, but you won't be able to eat it. And she's like, trust me. And then he throws it to her. And she's like, what did I just do? And he's like, you caught a hamburger? And she's like, yeah, I just caught it with my bare hands. And he's like, clever. You got it, girl.
Yeah.
So then she goes back to her team and tosses them all burgers.
And they catch them with their bare hands. And then she says, this is how we East Coast girls catch our food with our bare hands. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Wait, and also, is this the day that she's wearing a New Jersey shirt, or is that tomorrow?
I didn't notice.
She's wearing like a New Jersey tourism shirt for like a whole day of the challenges. And I was like, wait, she's a DC girl. Why did they put her in a New Jersey shirt? Do they have like a deal? Is
with
this
New
like,
Jersey?
Yeah. Is this like New Jersey tourism? Was like, can you get her in a New Jersey shirt?
They've always got some tourism board. Vail, Colorado.
Seriously.
New Jersey, maybe, because that's a wild choice.
I know, because a DC girl would not be wearing a Jersey shirt.
No.
Unless you were like, are a Jersey person. No one else on the East Coast is repping the Northeast with New Jersey
They're not.
merch.
They're not doing it.
They're
I'm
not
sorry,
doing that.
Jersey. They're not doing it.
Sorry, Jersey. Hilarious.
So then I was like, wait a second. She just threw burgers to everyone.
Including
Shane's
her
a
vegetarian
vegetarian.
sister. Hello.
Was there not any vegetarian option that was catchable with your bare hands? I guess not.
I guess not.
I guess it was just burgers.
So then I thought that was going to be a conflict between them, but it's not really. Shane's just like, oh, I can't eat this. And they're like, oh, well. But then they all sit down to eat their burger, and Shane's just kind of like
picking at a piece of lettuce?
or something.
I think
I
she
don't
just
know.
like took the lettuce off of the burger and was just like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll eat this.
But then it's cute. And then starting with the guys, they all kind of like take a piece off of their burger that is
take
vegetarian.
the top bun. Everybody just takes their top bun.
Yeah.
And then they give her a stack of top buns.
So she just has like, that annoyed me too, because I'm sure you also, since we both grew up vegetarian, that seems like something that would happen to us in our youth. That people would be like, oh, wait, you're vegetarian. Shoot. I guess here's a bunch of bread.
Yeah. And you know what? It's probably why I'm gluten intolerant now.
That's so funny. Sequoia and I bonded about being vegetarians in our youth. We would have to bring our own veggie burgers to the barbecue. And people would be like, what is this? How do I cook it?
You just cook it like a regular fucking... You
But
can
now-
tell when it's cooked.
Now a lot of people are vegetarian.
Yeah.
So this really, I think, dated this movie, because the whole vegetarian thing would have been a lot more
there
understood.
There would have been
options.
just like a cheese sandwich. There would have been something there that was catchable.
There
with
would
your
have been a
bare
veggie
hands.
burger.
There would have been a veggie burger.
Yeah.
Especially if they knew there was a vegetarian on
Absolutely.
set.
Absolutely.
Insane.
Also, the reward being a steak and lobster dinner. I was like, you have a vegetarian on the show. What would you have done if her team had won?
Potatoes.
Definitely.
I'll
Definitely.
just give you just like the fucking sides.
And
Here's
like a
bunch of
really bad
potatoes.
side salad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a really bad side salad. We know. We know what would have happened. So the girls go to their confessionals and they compliment each other. They're like, wow, actually, my sister is really good at stuff. And I think maybe I like her.
And then it's cute too because like Lizzie gave her part of the burger and then Shane shared the coconut as dessert.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, we're all like chipping in. We're like admiring each other's strengths.
Yeah.
That, yeah, we're different, but sometimes differences are good.
Exactly. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so then Adam and Shane,
I love this so much.
there's like a common area in the bungalow where everyone's hanging out except for Lizzie. Adam and Shane are both reading books, but they're not reading books. They're sort of like looking at books and then peering at each other over the books and making flirty eyes at each other.
It's so cute. They're like mouthing things to each other. They're like trying to have a cute little conversation.
Yeah.
Without anyone noticing.
Yeah. And then he's like points like, let's get out of here.
And this made me laugh because they could have both just like stood up and left. Like no one was paying attention to them.
Yeah.
But instead, Shane's like, oh, well, I think I'm going to go get some fresh air.
Yeah.
And then he waits like 5 seconds and then he's like,
barely any time.
oh, I think I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah. If they had just like gotten up and left,
Yeah.
like
No
1
one
minute
would have
apart from each other,
noticed.
no one would have noticed. But because they made such a big deal out of, well, I guess I'm gonna go take a walk. Kelly notices, who's the person you don't want to notice
Yeah.
the most.
She definitely clocked it. Oh, you know who else noticed though? Was creepy Max back in HQ watching on the cameras that are in the bungalow.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at what just happened.
Romance.
And the unnamed female producer is like, what? Literally nothing has happened. And he's like, can't you sense that tension between them? They have chemistry.
You're like, don't
Ew.
watch the teens and then say they have chemistry.
Yeah, because
Ew,
you're a
gross,
creepy
I
old man
hate
watching
it.
teenagers on a camera going, they have chemistry, follow them.
So Max is like, Big Joe.
Which I love that.
I'm like, okay, I guess 2003, get yourself together.
The only other crew member we
Remember-
meet is the cameraman, Big Joe.
Yep.
He's got a big camera.
And
He has no
that's-
lines. He just tries to chase after the teenagers and try to catch them making out when they shouldn't be.
Yep. That's his whole bit. That's his whole gig. That's his whole gig.
On Survivor, every single contestant has their own camera person assigned to them, just so you know.
I need to explain something to you, watchers / listeners.
Uh-oh.
We had a lunch break between
Uh-oh.
recordings here today.
You don't need to.
And she looked me in the eyes and said, I'm done with the Survivor stuff. She looked me
Listen.
directly in the eyes.
Listen, I forgot about the last couple things I was going to want to say about Survivor. There might be a couple more, but I think we're on the...
Well, it's
decreasing.
The decline.
There's
Yeah.
no more Survivor rants in our future. Okay? That I can guarantee.
Okay.
I might have a couple cute little tidbits to throw in there about the behind the scenes of Survivor. About how, for instance, they don't allow cheating.
So, Adam and Shane go for a walk on the beach, and they talk about how their parents are both divorced.
Wow.
They have so much in common.
Mine too.
So much in common, you guys. And Lizzie talks about how she never forgave Shane for leaving DC to go live with their mother in
And
LA.
I thought that was so interesting.
Me too.
That was the rift between them. Was
Yeah.
that Shane left DC because she just like wasn't fitting in there.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no, this is the best. This is the best stuff.
Yeah.
This is the best stuff in the movie is like why the two sisters getting really
Yeah.
into the nitty gritty on why they hate each other so much.
And I will say too, this was when I fully was like, I was wrong about Adam. I definitely don't hate Adam. He's like, I like him as the love interest.
Yeah, he's good.
The dialogue was good too. I was like, they're having real conversations. It's not just based on their looks. They're like really getting along. And I'm like fully on board with this relationship now. Super cute.
So then we go to Lizzie and Marcus.
Because, of course, they're hanging out, too.
They're also chatting. And he's got a camera. He's doing some behind the scenes footage. He says, whatever.
And at first I was like, oh, and he's also a cameraman? Sure, just to do everything for the show, buddy.
Intern,
But then
everything.
I was like, no. It's like his own personal camera. He's doing like his own behind the scenes stuff, like for his own side projects, I guess, because he wants to be a
Whatever that
filmmaker.
happens
Fine.
to be.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And Lizzie makes him do a confessional where she asks him about what kind of movies he wants to make. And I think he wants to make rom-coms.
Yeah.
I think he wants to. He doesn't say it.
What does he say? He's like,
I want to make people like laugh and cry
in
or
under
something
90
like that.
minutes.
Yeah. And I was like, boy, I am right there with you. Then they both talk about how much they love Shakespeare in Love.
So random.
I hate
She's
that
like, did you ever
movie.
see that one movie with and he's
Em-
like, Shakespeare in Love. I love that movie.
I love
She's
that
like,
movie. It's my
"Me
favorite
too."
movie. Yeah. And then they talk about how that's their favorite movie. I thought it was really funny because I famously hate Shakespeare in Love.
The second they mentioned it, I was like, oh, wow.
I don't know, like,
But then they're like, wow, I guess we just are fans of love.
love stories. Make a
And then they
love stories.
hold hands.
Hold hands. And then they hold hands.
So cute.
So then Adam tells Shane, we're back to Adam and Shane, that he thinks she's pretty amazing. Pretty and
Ew.
amazing.
And now I take it all back what I said about their dialogue because I hated this next exchange of dialogue.
I really hated it. I was like,
She's like, don't say that. And I was like, oh, is she straight up rejecting him right now? And you can see it on Adam's face,
Yeah.
too. He's like, what?
What?
I thought we were hitting it off. And then
Yeah.
she's like, because if you did say that, then I'd have to tell you that I think you're pretty amazing, too. And then if I said that, well, then we'd have to just admit to each other that we like each other. Like, I'm
But
like,
she was
what?
like, then we'd have to move a little closer.
Oh, yeah. Then we'd have to move a little closer. And then he's like this? Ew.
I'm like, oh God.
And then
no
they're
way, I
like
can't.
about to kiss.
Yeah.
And then is that when Marcus and
that's
Lizzie
when Marcus
run
and
over?
Lizzie run over and they're like, Max and Big Joe are out here trying to get us on tape. We gotta go.
But now
Experience.
it's cute because now like both of the girls know about the other
The girls.
crush
Yeah,
and the
they
little
like
relationships
know
that are
they're in
blooming.
relationships.
And so now I think this is really what brings them together. They have a camaraderie through the common enemy of running from Max.
Running from Max. Exactly.
Is hilarious because if you look at The Challenge and then into New York Minute, that's 2 movies in a row where they are running from Max.
Wow, it is.
I was
I didn't
like,
catch that.
we're just like, oh no, there's Max, run. I'm like, why have they said that so many times in their lives?
Wait
That's
a
hilarious.
second. Yeah.
Just running from Max.
And so they're getting chased down. And so they jump in the pool and hide underwater. Max and Joe don't see them and run past.
They're like, I swear they came this way. Where'd they go? Oh
Yeah.
man.
And then they come up from the water and they're like, hee, giggling. They're like, oh, see you tomorrow. And then we do get an Adam and Shane kiss.
Wait, this bugged me though, because they were like, wow, guys, that was a close call. We really need to be more careful. And then they immediately kiss.
And then they immediately kiss.
Yeah, I'm like, you just said you were going to be more careful.
And Kelly pops up from behind a bush with her camera and takes a picture of them kissing.
Of course she would.
And at that moment, I was like, Kelly, what are we doing? What's the plan?
For
Girl,
real.
what's the plan? Because one of those people is on your team. Why would you
Yeah.
want to be harming your own team in any way?
Yeah, like if anything, it should have been a picture of Lizzie and Marcus.
Because then that just harms the other team.
Yeah, I know, but she's just competitive and she just wants other people to go down, I guess.
She thinks she can do it.
She thinks she can carry her team by herself.
Exactly.
So she's
She
like,
doesn't
whatever, we
need
can do it
anyone
without
else.
Adam.
Exactly. The next day is day 3. The challenge for day 3 is survival of the fittest. Each team gets dropped in the desert
Yeah. Mhm.
10 miles away from the bungalow.
Mhm.
They have 1 water bottle. It's not even big. It's like 16 ounces.
Yeah.
1 nutrition bar. 1 bottle of sunscreen, also not big, and a map to get back to the bungalow from where they've been dropped in the desert.
And it's 10 miles away from the bungalow, right?
It's 10 miles away, and they are each carrying 14 pounds of textbooks on their back.
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
It is 102 degrees.
So that feels not safe.
That feels like child endangerment.
It is closer to a challenge that they would do on Survivor.
I was about to say,
I'm
it feels
sorry.
like more Survivor. It feels Survivor-y to
They've
me.
famously started seasons like that, where it's
Yeah.
like, here's a map, get to camp. And that's really fun.
Right.
But to me, I'm like, okay, 10 miles. I can walk 1 mile in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this is like 2 to 5 hours, depending on like how hard you want to push yourself. I can go 5 hours with like 1 nutrition bar. Just like I can go.
But it's 1 nutrition bar for 4 people.
Right. But like 5 hours without food. You'll be hungry, but like you're not going to die.
I think the egregious bit is that it's 102 degrees.
Yeah, it's the water for me.
It's the water and the 102 degrees.
Yeah.
If it was like, it's 102 degrees and I need to walk for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I would die. But I'd like you, listeners, watchers, to understand that my constitution score is incredibly low. I am not a well person. A regular person could probably do it, and that is probably, it would be not fun and it would be bad, but
it's doable,
it would be
but yeah, like yeah.
So what's happening in this challenge is that Kelly is obviously in charge over at Team Aztec, and they are seemingly appropriately rationing the things that they were given.
We check in with the other team and they're like, still have some water? Yep. Still have that nutrition bar? Yep. How's our map? Looking good.
Sunscreen, got it.
Got it. Then we go to the Mayans and they're like, water, gone. Nutrition bar, gone. Sunscreen, gone. At least we have the map. And I'm like, okay,
like,
so the other team is
so-
winning and they should win. They're better at this game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they have appropriately rationed their supplies.
Yeah.
And Team Mayan has not. But what happens is a helicopter flies over, and I think Justin is like, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had a helicopter?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, that helicopter passes over every 20 minutes. Don't know what helicopter this is or why it's doing that. Don't worry about it. You're never going to know."
I thought stupidly that of course it would be a film crew.
Right. You
That
would
they're
think
part
that.
of production
Yeah.
and they're getting footage of the journey there because otherwise there's no
Why
footage
would
of
there
their
be-
journey.
And why would there just be this random helicopter sort of like in the Mexican desert circling around?
But no, it's just a random helicopter
Random
circling
helicopter.
around.
So Lizzie makes a fire.
It's that East Coast mentality that
Yeah.
she's gonna hack
She
her way
knows-
through the challenge.
She knows from her worst case scenario handbook
Mm-hmm.
how to make a fire in the middle of a desert. So she makes a fire, then they stack a bunch of rocks that say SOS,
Yeah.
and then the helicopter lands, picks them up, and takes them back to the bungalow. And they win.
And they win
The
the challenge. And everyone's just like, wow, like way to hack the system. Like excellent thinking in that last challenge. And I'm like, that wasn't
That's
the
not
challenge.
the challenge.
But okay, I guess.
It's technically the challenge.
They just had to get back to the
Technically,
bungalow.
challenge was to get back to the
so
bungalow.
They got back to the bungalow.
But they're really stretching.
Yeah.
They're really stretching the bounds of the text.
Yeah.
You know?
But but it was now Shane's turn to like learn to respect Lizzie's way of doing things, I guess. And so she
guess.
was like, all right, like you got us those burgers and you got us back to the bungalow. So, your way of doing things might be worth something.
Yeah. And that's how East Coast girls get themselves back to the bungalow
With their bare hands.
with their bare hands. Okay. So then they're back at the bungalow. Marcus comes over. He's like, congratulations. And he shakes Lizzie's hand. And she's like, why are you shaking my hand? She looks very bewildered. But he's actually slipping her a little note.
Ooh.
And the note says, meet us out back in an hour. So clearly the boys have been talking to each other and making little plans.
Now they're like, let's figure out how to do this double date thing.
Exactly. So the girls get ready and they wear the same shade of lipstick. They put it on the same way. It's very cute. They like dab it onto
It's
their
very
lips
cute.
and then they do like a little head tilt. They do the exact same little
And then they
head
like
tilt.
catch themselves doing the exact same thing in the mirror and they're like, oh, I guess we do have a lot in common.
So Marcus has stolen the keys to a couple of RVs. We think at the time.
Right.
We are led to believe at the time that he has
Yeah.
absconded with or borrowed
Yeah.
a couple of the RVs for a cute little RV.
He's like,
date.
guess the perks of being on the crew. And then also, I guess they just like have a couple hours to kill where like production doesn't need them for anything. And like Marcus is fine to just like leave his job, I guess. Or
Yeah,
like,
well,
we're
that
just like,
first
what?
day had 2 challenges and then every other day just has 1.
I guess.
And so they're like, okay, well, the challenge for the day is done. So we're just driving around on these RVs together in our cute little couples.
Yeah. Yeah, like I guess the helicopter thing like really shaved a lot of time off their trip back to the bungalow.
I mean, Team Aztec did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is at least 5 hours.
Yeah. But there would be some time to kill after that because they really jumped the gun. They really got back there faster.
They really did it. So Marcus and Lizzie have a conversation where they're like, we type A's got to remember to kick it from time to time.
It's so good.
Kick it. And I'm going to get that embroidered on a pillow for you.
Thank you. Because we type A's do need to learn how to kick it sometimes.
Learn how to kick it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then Lizzie says, stop and smell the coffee grounds.
Which I hate that. I'm like,
okay. Coffee grounds. I mean,
that's funny. But then don't they immediately go like, I'm not going to do that though. I love working.
Yeah, immediately they're like, but we're so busy.
We're not going to do that. Actually,
yeah.
We love working. We love the hustle. We love the grind.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Sounds like 2 people I know.
Mm.
And then Shane and Adam show up and inform them that again, Max and Big Joe are coming to get some footage of them. We have an ATV chase sequence. And they somehow get Max to drive off a cliff. A small cliff.
I think Max just like does it himself. They're like trying to
crisscross.
Yeah, and like get around and find them some other way. And then he just like drives himself off.
He drives himself off a little cliff. And he does not seem concerned for Big Joe's safety, I'll say.
No,
not at all.
Or the camera's safety. I was worried about the camera.
That's an expensive camera, especially in 2003. Those big ones on those like thousands and thousands of dollars.
According to what we've seen, that's the only moving camera that's not like stuck in the bungalow.
It's like the only camera they have.
So I would be really concerned.
I'd be worried about it.
But,
yeah,
okay.
we'll see. Yeah. So the couples meet back up on their ATVs, and they're like, "Hey, actually, this might be too dangerous to do romance.
Yeah.
Because we're really not supposed to be doing romance." And
I
that's
love
what I've been saying the whole time.
The romance is dangerous.
Well, yeah.
That is kind of the entire thesis of your other podcast, but make it scary.
It is that romance is dangerous.
Scary. Yeah, romance is dangerous.
But it's been 3 days?
Yeah, like they don't even know each other that well for them to be like risking their entire futures over this. But whatever.
You need the scholarship money to go to college. Can you chill?
Wait, but then they
for
say
like 3 more days.
Then they say one of my favorite lines, which is, "I guess if we want to keep hanging out, it just can't be romantic." And they look at each other like so sad that they're just like, and I think it's funny that they're saying it like in front of the other couple too.
Yeah.
Like they're all just kind of acknowledging like, well, I guess if we want to keep hanging out.
You have to keep hanging out. You're on a TV show together. It's not like you're going to stop hanging out.
Yeah.
Just don't hold hands and don't kiss. You can keep making little eyes at each other, but what are they supposed to do about that? They can't do anything about that.
I mean, the rule is no romantic entanglements. So I guess the question is, what constitutes an entanglement?
Because apparently we can really bend the rules based on the text.
I mean, apparently Max didn't like them making eyes at each other. He was like, oh, they've become entangled. It's time to get on the chase.
He's got to have proof.
Right. He needs the proof. He needs
so
the
as
proof.
long as you don't hold hands.
Yeah.
Or kiss.
no physical
No
evidence
physical
of a
evidence.
romantic entanglement.
Then just, like, be chill for, like, a couple of days. Like, be cool, teens. It's
Oh.
nuts. So, yeah, so they decide it's too dangerous to see each other romantically. And then Marcus goes back to the challenge HQ,
Mhm.
where he is berated by Max
Yeah.
because it turns out
Mhm.
he did not abscond with
Ugh.
those ATVs.
That was the plan all along.
That was the plan all along. Marcus was meant to set up Shane and Adam to get caught by Max and Big Joe on camera, romantically entangled.
Which is just like, what a bummer,
What a
Marcus. He
bummer.
just keeps doing these things.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to get the money too. Like, they're all just trying to get the money.
They're all just trying to go to college. Listen, all these teens are just trying to go to college.
They're just trying to go to college.
And I respect that.
There's got to be a better way to get the money.
There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. So he was supposed to get them caught, and he didn't, clearly. But also, it's not his fault that Max drove off a cliff.
Exactly. But I kind of think, like, Marcus was really trying to help them get away too,
He
though.
was. He was.
I think he was like, in my mind, because I'm on Marcus's side at this point in the film.
Sure.
I think Max was like, hey, why don't you take these cute little ATVs? Why don't you go pretend to abscond so that we can get some footage of the romantic entanglements?
Yes.
And I think he just went, I'm going to take this opportunity to go have some fun with my crush.
Yeah.
And let her sister and her crush also have fun.
Sure.
And then I think he kind of always knew in the back of his mind he wasn't going to let Max get the footage, because then right after this, he kind of lets Max have it.
Yeah, so then he yells at Max and he's like, I'm not going to do your dirty work anymore. Max tries to fire him. And then
this is
the
so good.
second line of this woman producer with no name is like, there are no other intern. Where are we going to find another intern?
She goes
tomorrow in the middle of Mexico.
Yeah.
So Marcus doesn't get fired. He gets demoted. And he
Back
says,
to
I'm
intern?
the only intern. Yeah, he's like, back to intern. And he's like, no, sub-intern. So now,
I'm glad he didn't lose his job, I guess, because I want him to make the money, but
also. And so Marcus leaves in a huff. And as he's leaving, Kelly arrives to speak with Max.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what Kelly's got in her back pocket. It's
that
a kissing
footage
pic
of them kissing.
Yeah. So now we have a campfire council.
Back to the campfire.
This is our second campfire. They don't really do these consistently.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Because we're on day 3, but day 2 of the council? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Team Aztec has 3 totems.
Mm-hmm.
The Mayans have 2 totems.
They're catching up.
Shane and Adam are found out because Kelly has turned over that picture to Max, who very dramatically disqualifies them from the next challenge. First, he says, the next challenge will require great balance.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody on Team Mayan is like, Shane has this in the bag. And then Max, Tyra Banks level of dramatic reveal.
Yes.
It's like 2 people have been disqualified. Ooh, having a romantic entanglement.
And Shane and Adam, they just look at each other. They know.
They know
they've been found out.
Yeah.
I also really love that Adam immediately is like, Kelly, was this you?
Yeah, he knows.
He knows. He clocked her.
Yeah, he's like, Kelly, was this you? And Kelly's like, I don't know. I don't have anything to do with it. And then he's like, yeah, well, I did karate for 8 years, so I could have had this challenge in the bag.
It's wild that we're only finding out about his karate skills now, because that's something I would have put in my welcome interview. It's something I would have said in my audition. It's something that I would have been talking about this whole time for the challenge.
When you're on the team, to me, the first thing you do is get together and find out what are your strengths? Everyone's strengths.
What are your weaknesses? What kinds of challenges are you going to lead the team in?
Exactly.
Are you our puzzle guy, or are you our
karate guy?
Or are you going to be the guy who eats all the cockroaches? What's your strength here for us?
Yeah. So wild. But then Kelly is like, oh shit. And it's like, yeah, duh.
Yeah,
You
Kelly.
were always going to hurt your team by doing this. Kelly, girl, Kelly. So then the girls have a little bit of a heart-to-heart by the pool. They talk about this time when Shane saved a tree by chaining herself to it.
Wait, I think
Which
it's so
is-
funny because so Shane's in trouble and Shane goes, it's usually you that gets in trouble. Which doesn't make
Which
sense
doesn't
to
make
me
any
because
sense.
Lizzie's the type A one.
Yeah.
But okay, fine.
Sure.
And then Lizzie's like, remember that time you tied yourself to that tree?
And I think it's so funny because that is like the most stereotypical like environmentalist
Yes.
thing to have an environmentalist do is to chain themselves to a tree.
Like, oh, you literally are hugging a tree
You're
right now.
a tree hugger.
And then she's like, well, that tree's still there, isn't it?
And then Lizzie is like, how's mom? And I'm like, why don't you talk to your mother? Hey, crazy story. Why don't you know how your mom is?
Because we've already found out now that the reason that they don't talk is because Lizzie's mad at Shane for leaving.
Yeah.
So why are you mad at your mom? And especially because this is when we find out that the mom is like running for political office.
She's running for city council.
She's running for city council.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that feels like a very Lizzie thing to do. Lizzie's into politics. So like if I'm Lizzie and I'm mad at my sister for moving to LA with my mom, but I know that my mom is getting into local politics, I'm going to be talking to my mom and just not talking to my sister.
Yeah, it's very strange. The family dynamic
I don't get it.
is very strange.
I don't get it.
And then they twirl their hair the same.
It's cute.
It's cute.
They're starting to see their commonalities.
Then they're like, oh, we are the same.
Fine.
Then we get to day 4. Day 4 also has one challenge. The challenge on day 4, if the Mayans lose, the Aztecs will automatically win the whole show.
Ooh.
Reminder, Adam and Shane have been disqualified from this challenge for kissing each other. That's romantic entanglement.
With physical proof.
With physical proof. Also, we get to see the reed pipe guy.
Oh, just suddenly, randomly. I thought that was so funny. This long into the movie, that just suddenly Shane's like, also, where's that music coming from? And then we just see this reed pipe guy like,
Yeah.
I was like, why did
You're like,
you
why
choose?
is that happening live?
And yeah, like, and this far into the movie,
Yeah.
we're just like having this guy pop up once or twice.
To me, that was the best bit.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm gonna give that best bit of the
That's pretty
film.
good. It's a really good bit.
So the game is Max Says. It's just like Simon Says, except that it's not just like Simon Says, but fine.
Because they're karate kidding it, standing on a pole in the water.
Yeah. They're in the water, standing on a pole, and they have to do whatever Max says. There is one time when he asks them to do something without saying Max says, and
Everyone
they all
does
do it.
And he's like, ha, gotcha.
But
I didn't say Max says, but then no consequence.
But there are no consequences. In Simon Says, if you do something,
You're out.
you're out. If it's not Simon Says.
Did he just move on because they all would have been immediately eliminated?
I
or-
guess.
But it was funny that he was just like, oh, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Let's move on with the game.
You're like, wait, no, that's not how Simon Says works.
Wild.
He has them turn all the way around. He
Yeah.
has them jump in place. He has them put their left foot forward. He has them do 1 foot jumping jacks. That's nothing.
It's not a thing. They're like, okay, hop on 1 foot. Got
Yeah,
it.
sure. And then he says, just stand there.
Don't do anything.
This, I need you to understand something. This is not interesting television.
However, this is very much on Survivor. They're doing a lot of stuff like this on Survivor.
Endurance.
Where they're endurance.
Yeah.
Where the challenges last all day long. Where you're just like watching people like standing on like a little tiny thing trying to keep their balance. And it'll be like 4 hours elapsed. And it gets really intense.
They do not elapse 4 hours.
No,
here.
they don't do that. They elapse like 40 minutes.
Well, 40 minutes, Charles goes down first in 40 minutes.
Charles.
52 minutes gets Justin,
Mm.
who doesn't go down normally.
No.
He's also not following the prompt. The prompt is to stand there and do nothing. He's like
Yeah.
pretending to ride a surfboard.
And I would have thought because of his surfing experience, he would have been
He would be
really
the
good at this
one.
challenge.
But he's just like goofing around. He's goofing and he falls off. And then JJ is unwell. She's like, hi. And you're like, okay, she's unwell and she falls off.
Her eyes roll back into her head and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, someone go help this girl out of the water.
And then Anthony hallucinates his very Italian mother who is offering him lasagna.
What in the world? We already knew he was Italian and living in Brooklyn. His whole thing is food. We've already established that he's always thinking about food. What in the world? You know what I love about that so much?
Yeah.
They had to like hold auditions and cast the woman to play his mother to just like be floating in the cloud in the sky.
Like, Anthony, you wanted the lasagna.
And then he's like, Mom! And then just like falls off the pole.
Yeah, it was a whole part.
And I was like, man, I really hated that I was wrong about Adam. I was wrong about Kelly. I was wrong about a lot of stuff. And that Anthony's downfall was going to be talking about his mom and food.
And then an hour and 15 minutes later.
Wild.
Apparently the standing there gets boring.
Yeah.
Because Max then does say, hold your right foot with your right hand. And
this is where it gets good.
Because Team Mayan with Shane at the lead has been doing yoga every morning instead of whatever drill sergeant thing that Kelly's been doing with Team Aztec. So Lizzie is able to go into dancer's pose.
She's holding her foot up and then she like slowly brings it higher and higher and is in the pose. And Shane watching from the beach is like, she's doing it. She's doing the yoga pose.
She's doing the yoga pose and she's doing the Ujjayi breathing.
And she's doing the breathing.
Yeah. And Kelly, who's the one who fucked it all up in the first place, can't hack it and she falls down.
And Adam would have been really good at that challenge.
He would have. It would have been Adam and Shane at the end.
Oof, that would have been intense.
And that would have been intense and it would have been like...
that would have been good television.
That would have been good television. Whatever. But Lizzie does win the challenge. So now we are tied.
They've tied it up.
3-3.
They've still got a chance at winning those scholarships. They're going to do it. Something tells me.
So the winner of the next day's challenge will be the winner of the scholarships. But first it's time for confessionals.
Oh, okay, great. Confessionals. Let's hear it.
Lizzie does a confessional. She used to think yoga was kind of stupid and all of this stuff and the meditation and the breathing that her sister did was kind of stupid. But now that she sees that it's really great and awesome and she sees how cool her sister is. And
so cute.
Kelly thinks she's done nothing wrong.
Kelly
maintains that she has done nothing wrong and it's all fine.
She's just like, I would have been fine if I wasn't on a team with a bunch of losers.
Exactly. Kelly. Like, Kelly, girl.
Kelly.
Now we get to punishment and reward.
Oh boy.
This one's the most egregious one.
It was upsetting for so many reasons.
A lot of reasons. So the reward is that the Mayans get a sunset cruise. The punishment
is that the losing team also gets the cruise.
They get to go on the cruise, but they have to serve the other team wearing
traditional Mexican outfits.
It's guys.
But here's why it frustrated me so much.
Yeah.
Is because when Max, as the host, is like doing his hosty thing and announcing what the punishment is, he says the punishment is that the losing team also has to be on the cruise with an outfit change. And he mentions nothing about serving the other team.
Yeah, that's just, you get that out of context.
That's just implied.
Yeah.
Because Kelly's making guacamole. And then at one point, Shane being cute with Adam is like, waiter, I want another drink or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, the punishment was just supposed to be wearing gorgeous Mexican clothing that they all complain about. Insane. And then also it's implied that because you're dressed like a Mexican now, you're automatically serving
for them.
I hate it. I hate it.
Folks.
I hate it.
Folks, no.
That's not a punishment. That's not a punishment. Bad punishment.
It's a punishment for me.
for all of us.
It's punishment for the viewer.
But I guess they just had to have everyone be there.
No.
Did they?
They didn't have to have everyone be there.
No, not at all.
Because, yes, they do have, like, a cute little moment where, like, Shane and Adam do a little flirt, but it's not romantic entanglement.
No. And Kelly's like, "Why are you smiling?" to Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam's like, "Just happy about this whole situation.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun here."
And then, for some reason, Justin's like, "Stellar, yo." And then all of Team Mayan are like, "Stellar, yo." And it was a very weird moment.
And I'm like, what was that about? And then it comes back later, and I'm like, I guess they just wanted a catchphrase or something.
That's their catchphrase,
I
"Stellar,
guess that's
yo."
a thing now.
So
Even though they did it one time.
So most of Team Mayan jump into the water, and then they're like, "Lizzie, jump into the water, Lizzie, jump into the water," right? And she's about to go do that, but then Marcus is also on this boat.
Of course he is.
For whatever reason, Marcus is also on the boat.
He's a liaison. He's the
liaison.
liaising.
He's liaising. and so he goes to Lizzie and he's like, "Hey, I can't lie to you anymore. I'm the one who came up with the idea for you and your sister to be here. I've been snitching on you."
Now, I really respected this.
I also respected this.
I was expecting that, like, he was going to be found out. It was going to be super dramatic. There was going to be, like, a big conflict.
Yeah.
I wrongly assumed that there would have to be some big major thing would have to happen.
Yeah.
And it would have made for better television for us in the movie. However, for his character development and for us to be, like, rooting for them at the end,
Yeah.
I think he needed to, like, come clean before he was
On
found
his
out.
own. Yeah.
It was weird timing, though. And even Lizzie's like, "Why are you telling me now?"
And he's like, "I just couldn't lie to you anymore." And then he's like, "I'm crazy about you."
She's like, "I don't know how I feel about you." And then she also jumps into the water wearing a denim skirt? Question mark. Is that a denim skirt she's wearing? Did you notice that? I was really upset about this.
I thought it was pants.
I think
it was denim, though.
It's denim.
It's for sure denim.
It's denim, and she jumps in the water, and I'm like,
not
Girl,
a great. That's not a comfortable situation.
Ew, ow.
Yeah,
but fine. We're mad at Marcus now.
We're mad at Marcus. She's mad at Marcus. We're fine, but me and you, we're fine.
I liked the way. Yeah, I think Marcus is great.
She needs time.
Also, if you're not going to be mad at your parents for knowing, then, like, why are you so mad at Marcus? But whatever, fine.
Also, Marcus does tell her that Max is going to try and mess with them more in the final challenge.
And I think that does earn him points eventually. That
he
even
doesn't
though
tell
he's
her what.
Right.
And he could tell her what because he knows exactly what he told Max.
Yeah. He could have been more specific.
He could have been more specific, but she's kind of like, "Yeah, I don't know how I feel about you. I'm going to go jump in the water."
But I think it's interesting when they get to the final challenge and they see the specific things. That to me would have made me more mad at Marcus, being like, "What? You told Max, like, my greatest fear? That's so intense." But instead, they're just like, "Oh, well, he did tell us that Max is going to try to mess with us."
Yeah.
So it ends up earning him points, even though that's where I would have been mad at him.
So she jumps in the water.
In denim.
And then Marcus stands sort of solemnly at the side of the boat. And then a montage of their relationship starts playing.
Yes. Why is there a dead wife montage for this relationship that's not even a relationship?
This relationship that's lasted 3 days. I'm like, there's not enough footage.
Half the footage in the montage is a close-up of himself.
There's literally not enough footage for the montage.
And like the first 90% of that montage is just you meeting her.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
And then do they swim to the shore?
Then they do swim to shore. Because you're
like,
you
the
left
boat's
the boat.
not there. No one's there. But then we just see the girls like emerging from the water onto the beach to have a little heart to heart.
Why'd you leave the boat?
Did
your
you guys
whole thing
swim
was that
to
a
the
sunset
shore?
cruise was your reward. It's not even sunset. It's like full daylight.
I imagine they swam back to the boat and
they
enjoyed the
swam back to the
sun,
boat,
I
sure.
guess. Oh my gosh.
Lizzie tells Shane everything about Marcus and everything that Marcus has just said
what
to
a bummer.
her. And then they do say, we'll always have each other,
Which is
very cute.
super cute.
That's very cute.
They
We
really
love.
quickly, I thought this was going to, again, like, require more conflict or a bigger event to, like,
Yeah.
really solidify the girls' friendship, and so I was like, "Oh, I guess just, like, 1 or 2 challenges of trying to work together was all they needed."
Sure. And they're really together now, and they do confessionals and say that they're happy to have been
Really
reunited with
cute.
each other.
Really cute.
And yeah. So we do get now to day 5, the final challenge. It is the warrior relay, which is the most like Survivor,
Yeah,
it
this one's
seems.
intense. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one seems like most of the challenges on Survivor.
So the only rule about the warrior relay is that if you fall off of one of the portions of it, you have to restart that portion of it. And that's the only rule with the warrior relay. This takes up a good deal of screen time.
It really does, huh?
Yeah, but we don't have to spend a lot of time on it.
No, we
No,
don't.
because they do pontoons
Great,
and the
fine.
Mayans finish first. They're on wave runners and they have to collect flags in the ocean.
Mhm.
And the Mayans finish first. Then we get to the bridge. This is Shane is afraid of heights, which Marcus told Max.
Yeah,
Lizzie and Justin and Anthony all get across
they're zooming.
before the other team has even made it to the bridge.
Yeah, and now we've, like, caught back up to where the movie started, where we see Shane is
Shane
facing her
is
big fear.
facing her big fear of having to cross this ladder over this chasm.
Mhm.
At first, Lizzie is not being very good at figuring out how to help
She's like,
Shane
"Just
get across.
come
She's like,
on, just
just
do
go.
it.
Just
You
don't look
got
down."
this." Yeah,
And she again,
and then
our
she does
futures
look
are in our futures are in your hands.
yeah, and then also I love when she's like, "Just don't look down," and of course Shane immediately looks down.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
But then
Uh,
again, then she remembers, like think like her, like what is it that she would do? Then she says, "Do your Ujjayi breathing."
and again, I would have thought that this would have been the big climactic moment where she's like, "I know, do your yoga stuff,"
Yeah.
but they already did that.
It's a repeat.
Yeah, so the second time of doing it, I'm just like,
It doesn't hit as
it
hard.
doesn't hit as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she does make it across, and the Mayans again finish first. And then they get to the final challenge, which is just them walking on a plank over like just a couple of feet of snakes.
It's supposed to be like some big dangerous snake pit, but I don't
But
know.
it's
It's
pretty
really
small
it takes them like 3 steps.
to get over the snakes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like it. That's kind of like the whole challenge.
Yeah.
But Lizzie's afraid of snakes, which is
Yeah.
another thing that Marcus told Max.
Yep. And this is really essential because I think we've seen a lot now of Lizzie learning to respect the yogi in Shane, but we haven't seen quite as much of Shane learning to respect Lizzie's way of doing things. I mean, what did she
Yeah.
do? She just did the burgers and the helicopter. But we haven't
Just.
we haven't heard from Shane. I think it's a little imbalanced until we get to the snakes.
Well, the snakes is really funny because the whole solution is just that she runs across the plank really fast. It's like Shane's like, "I know exactly what kinds of snakes these are." She's like, "These are these 2 types of snakes. They're not poisonous snakes. Nothing bad is going to happen to you."
And she knows that because she read about the snakes in the worst possible case scenario handbook.
Yes.
And that's all
All it
Lizzie
takes.
needs.
Yeah.
Lizzie's just like, "You read that?" She's like, "Of course I did. It meant a lot to you." And then Lizzie just
she's like,
runs across.
across. She's like, "Ah!" and runs across.
And it takes her less than a second.
And then she's across. And then they run up the ladder and they get their totem and they've
they win.
won.
And they get the
They
scholarships.
won the scholarships.
Just like that.
Just like that.
It's a beautiful thing.
And now we're like basically at the end of the movie.
Except for a whole bunch of weird shit that's about to happen.
So the girls plan to spend the holidays together. They're like actually going to be a family now or whatever.
Adorable.
Marcus is waiting for Lizzie because Lizzie, the last we have heard of that is that Lizzie was like, "I don't know how I feel about you." He tells her that he quit the show.
Which I'm like, good, but also
good,
the
but also,
show's
like,
over, buddy.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
The damage has been done.
The damage has been done.
And
Okay,
if I care about the
fine.
damage, it's been done. And I don't care about the damage, but they did.
Yeah, so okay, fine, sir. They do kiss, so it's all fine and good, and we've made up and it's fine.
Great.
And then Adam comes over and Shane is like, I'm so sorry you're not going to get a scholarship. And Adam's like, don't worry about it. I'm probably going to get a baseball scholarship anyway. And I was like,
Adam,
what the fuck, dude?
Adam,
Don't go on the show for a scholarship if you're already going to get a scholarship. Let people go on the show
Dude.
who actually need a scholarship.
Also, this is a second time that he's just dropped a tidbit of being like really athletic in a specific way. Where I'm like, all we knew about you in the beginning was that you were Abercrombie. And now all of a sudden you've been doing karate for 8 years and you're a good enough baseball player that you're going to get a scholarship.
To Stanford?
Like, dude, what?
Yeah. And he's like, I'll just be a couple hours away. I'll be an hour away or whatever. And
Right,
you're just like,
right.
Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
And now I'm mad at you. All of a sudden at the
Now
very
I
end of
don't
the
like
movie,
Adam. And then I was like, validated. I knew he was a snake.
I knew it the whole time. JJ does get to be on American Star Maker.
This is wild. She goes, great news. We just got back the footage and they want me on this other show that I thought I was originally on anyway.
Yeah, so she's going to go do a singing competition show.
Babe, what footage would they have seen of her in this show to be like, yeah, we want her on the next one?
Well, when she was standing on the pole,
she kind of sang. Not
went,
well. And then she sang at that one reward party, I guess, a little bit. But again,
hear her.
Not.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
but she gets to go be on American Star Maker.
And I'm glad she gets her happy ending, I guess.
And then Kelly gets therapized by Charles.
Which I was
I think is hilarious.
Charles. They come out holding hands though. And I was like, what just happened?
But then Charles is like, Kelly has something to say to you all.
So good.
And Kelly's like, congratulations on winning.
He's like, say it louder, Kelly.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Okay, therapist Charles.
Okay, therapist Charles needs to calm down. But Kelly's like, congratulations to you all. And if you're ever in my neck of the woods, I know where to get a good cappuccino, which is kind of random.
So
but
random. But okay. Thank you, Kelly. We like you now.
So now Kelly's redeemed. Don't worry about it. Kelly's redeemed. I know you were worried about it. Kelly's redeemed. Then they asked to borrow Kelly's camera and they go ask Max to take a picture for their friends because he's a celebrity.
So good.
And they get him to stand under this don't spill the beans.
Take a little step back and a little to the right and a little further back. Right there. Perfect. And then the boys are right there next to the rope and they pull the thing and they spill the beans right onto Max.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
And he deserves it. And that's fun. And we like to see men get what's coming to them.
Yeah, we like to see a bit of comeuppance.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I was really embarrassed at myself in watching that part.
Yeah.
Because the whole time they had the camera and they were like, move back and a little over there. And a little, I was like, what are they doing?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No. And then I was like, oh, duh. Like, I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid. I was like, what are they getting at? What are they going to do? And then I was delighted when it was the beans. And then I felt like a child because I was like, how did you not see that, babe?
Spill the beans.
That was great.
And then they start walking off into the Sunset Beach with their boyfriends and they do little cute confessions of love with their new boyfriends and they kiss their new boyfriends.
But hang on, because this is my absolute favorite line.
Yeah.
Marcus goes, "You're the first girl I've ever loved." Lizzie says, "And you're the first guy who's ever said that to me." Ouch!
That is nuts. I forgot about that. That's crazy.
You're the first girl I've ever loved, and you're the first guy
who's ever said that to me.
That is rejection. That is hurtful.
Right. That's horrible and hurtful. But it's for a reason.
They needed her to say that.
They had to have her say that.
Because then we are breaking the fourth wall. I'm getting really confused. I'm going, hang on a second. Did I skip a chapter? Is this version of the movie that we found online? Is this some kind of, was there something redacted?
Is this some kind of, what the fuck is this?
Did I accidentally press fast forward and I'm like post credits, like after the bloopers? Like what is happening?
Yeah, because all of a sudden she's like, you're the first guy who's ever said that to me. And then some guy pops into frame and is like, don't you remember me?
Ashley? Calling her very real name of Ashley?
Ashley, don't you remember me? I said that to you in Getting There or whatever.
And then another guy's like, what? I told you I loved you in Holiday in the
And the
Sun.
other guy's like, Mary Kate, I was your first love in Passport to Paris.
What?
And so then all like 4 of their movie boyfriends show up and start arguing,
It's wild.
calling them by their real life names, referencing other films.
Now the guys are like distracted arguing with each other, and the girls are just like cute, and they look at each other and they're like, now's a good time for a getaway. And then they just like skip off down the beach together.
They skip off down the beach together. They say, boys will come and go, but we'll always have each other. And that's not just in the movies.
Because that's what they said to each other on the beach when they were connecting about learning about Marcus. Well, at least, yeah. It is cute that like now they're saying it as Mary Kate and Ashley. And then we just get like more dead wife montage
of all of their other movies.
All their other movies, which is super cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is a major goodbye.
This is a goodbye.
How embarrassing that they did one more movie after that, and it was New York Minute.
New York Minute.
You're gonna say this major goodbye,
yeah,
and then you're gonna come back for Andy Richter. What are we doing, ladies? That was wild.
Yeah, it was really wild. It is really strange because you're like, there's no prompting for breaking the fourth wall. That just like it sort of it happens very immediately and out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then once you've acclimatized yourself to it,
it's so bizarre.
There's a dead wife montage happening.
It's true that like that we were frustrated with the like starting with a narration at the beginning because that never comes back. They could have ended with a narration and then transitioned into breaking the fourth wall.
Sure.
And had the narration be like a little bit, because it is a little like, guess you're wondering how we found ourselves here.
Right.
They could have been like, and that's how we ended our last movie. Or like, they could have been Mary Kate and Ashley the whole time narrating it.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like they wanted to do something cute like that for their last film. Couldn't do it for New York Minute because it was going to be playing in theaters and that would have been weird. So they were like, we'll just do it on their last direct to video where we have more power over like these are just directly to the fans.
Maybe.
Because it would have been weird in the theaters.
I don't know. It would have been really weird in the theater and it would not have worked in the theater.
No.
Yeah.
It barely worked here.
Barely. It was bizarre. It was bizarre
so
and vaguely unnerving. But yeah, and then we get the credits and some bloopers.
Adorable. Fantastic.
So we have 2 things to do. First, we must rate this movie on a scale of 0 to 5 totems.
Yes, 0 to 5 totems.
Give it to me.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Wow, that's so high.
I know. It's
Yeah,
unexpected.
okay.
Listen, I have my like dumb little complaints about like Survivor and like what producing really looks like, whatever. But like, no, this is a delightful movie. It was very fun. It was a lot less problematic than some of the other ones we've seen. Sure. It had its moments.
It had some cultural appropriation moments.
Sure, but I'm like, that was fun. It was cute. I was genuinely surprised at times. Like I enjoyed watching it. This is the first one that I did not have any prior knowledge of or had not even seen a second of it before. Yeah. And I really enjoyed watching it. I had some fun.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it a 4.
Yeah!
I didn't expect you to go that high. It goes that high for me because
you have a lot of nostalgia attached to it.
Yeah, this is like the one for me.
Yeah.
As far, besides Billboard Dead. I'm really glad you liked it.
I really liked it. I really liked it. And they have 2 parents.
And
And like, ironically, the parents really like each other.
They did not harm one dog.
No dogs were harmed.
And no dogs were harmed.
Wow. So yeah.
So
excellent work.
So excellent work. Excellent work. And the second thing we have to do is you're in big trouble, mister.
You're in big trouble, mister. Oh yeah, who's in big trouble in this? I mean, Max.
I think Max is in the biggest trouble.
I think Max is in the biggest trouble because he's like an old creepy guy who's like watching the teenagers for chemistry.
But also Kelly's in trouble.
Kelly's in big trouble.
But I think she's gonna grow into a more balanced adult.
I can't fault Kelly because I was a competitive kid.
Yeah,
And I
she's
think women
young.
are often pitted against each
Yeah.
other in a weird way. And she was on a competition show. So I'm not going to fault Kelly for being competitive in a
Yeah.
competition. Sorry.
Yeah.
She went too far, though.
She went too far.
She wasn't a good teammate. So
But the biggest villain is Max for sure. He is in
definitely.
big trouble because he also seems to be making all of the creative decisions. Like we see no
And
creative
not
team.
well.
So if we're gonna blame anybody for all the weird cultural appropriation, it's gonna be Max.
And then I think the only other person that needs to be discussed in You're in Big Trouble, Mister, for this one, to me, is whoever made the bad fruitcake for Anthony
Originally.
originally.
Yeah.
That gave him bad memories. And I mean, I might even go so far as to say his lasagna cooking mom, who really distracted him in that challenge.
That's fair. Well, thank you
Uh.
so much, listeners and watchers, for listening to and or watching this episode of You Pot It, Dude.
Sequoia, what's next? What's our next one?
Double toil and trouble.
Everyone has been so excited for this one. Have you ever seen this one?
I've never seen this one.
Okay, and I haven't seen it in a long time.
So I'm very excited.
Cannot wait.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
So that'll be coming up next. Make sure to give it a watch in the next couple of weeks. Again, there may or may not be a link in the description of this episode where you might find something related to that thing. Maybe, who knows?
So make sure you watch it and give us a like and a follow and a subscribe and ring the bell and all the
tell
things.
your friends and all of that good stuff. Olivia, if the people want to find you doing other things, where would they find that stuff?
You can find me on YouTube at The Cheese Show, where I eat some cheese and have some fun with my silly comedian husband and some silly comedian friends. And you can find me on social media at Via Vessel. And if you want to find Sequoia,
you can find my comedy advice podcast, Professional Talkers, where we give advice about how to have awkward conversations. Anywhere pods are cast, you can find that one. And then I've got back catalogs of old shows as well, but Make It Scary, one we reference constantly on this podcast, and Fanatical Fix and Where to Find Them. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, you can do that, I guess. It's Sequoia Simone.
And until next time, respect the girls, respect their legacy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
From the very moment their stories begun, we got 2 child stars for the price of 1. They're our favorite sisters and they shared a room. Now we're talking about them on You Pot It, Dude.